Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the GSkill PT. For today what I have here is Dishonored 2, Death of the Outsider. This is a standalone DLC for Dishonored 2, so you don't really need to have the game in order to play. So the game was developed by, obviously, the Arcane Studios, the same developers behind Dishonored 2, and it's using their Void engine, the same engine that they unfortunately used for Dishonored 2, which is a modification of ID Tech 5. So for the settings I'm using 1080p. As you can see, I decided to raise a little bit the FOV to 90. I thought that 80 by default wasn't really good. For the settings I'm using pretty much a median preset. I just changed some stuff, like for example the anti-aliasing I raised it for TXAA, and I enabled pretty much all this post-processing stuff like bloom, motion blur, depth of field, all that kind of stuff. But the secret for a good performance in this game is doing the same trick as I did with Dishonored 2. I decided that the best way to enjoy the game is to use an adaptive resolution. So what I'm doing in here is I'm telling the game that every time the game goes below 29 frames per second, the game can use a resolution scaling up to 75%. So basically I'm running the game with 1080p. But imagine that I get to a more decent area where with the native resolution the game would drop to 25 frames per second. What the game does immediately is to drop the internal resolution in that place, okay, in order for my game to continue above the 30 frames per second. So the load on resolution scaling will depend a lot on how heavy or not is that area. So for the results, this is pretty much it. So all the tests that I made, I didn't test the game with the Ultra, and I will explain why. Because the very high settings was already stuttering a little bit too much. I think this is due to the lack of VRAM. The high settings was kind of fine, but I started to notice a lot of HDD activity, so it means that probably the high textures is not really the best decision to go for. The median settings provided a good frame rate overall and a good consistency, and the low settings, well, pretty much the same but with horrible graphics. So what I have to say overall is that all these settings that I tested didn't change too much in frame rate between one to another, okay? But you can notice that all the settings had a minimum setting of lower than 30 frames per second. So because, like I said, there are areas in this game, and it was pretty much a problem too with Dishonored 2, the base game, is that there are really some areas that are incredibly demanding comparing to many other areas, and that is why adaptive resolution is really a big thing in this game, because it prevents you for the game to drop that much on those demanding areas that, in my opinion, there is no reason for being that demanding, but they are. Some days ago I made some comments on YouTube claiming that this game was much better optimized than Dishonored 2. I did these comments based on some YouTubers, more specifically due to a YouTuber called Downward Trust. It's a kind of a YouTube channel that I discovered recently. It does kind of a nice videos with great quality. And he claimed that Dishonored 2 Death of the Outsider was not even comparable regarding optimization comparing to Dishonored 2. So I believed him, because pretty much all the content that he has, it is kind of truthful, and I kind of trust him, or at least I trusted him. And in the end, after I'm trying the game, what I'm seeing is that after all the game is not that well optimized, so I'm running pretty much with the same more and less settings as I did with Dishonored 2, and it seems that the game still faces the same problems regarding optimization. The only good things about this is probably I don't think that the game is using too much RAM usage or CPU, but regarding GPU it's pretty much the same. So the game, I think the game still it's still very demanding for what is shown. ID Tech 5 was never a good engine in my opinion, and so despite the modifications done by Arcane, it's still not a great engine in my point of view, and I'm not really sure how is the performance in the next levels. But I can say that overall it is playable. Just don't expect to have like 50 frames per second or 60 in this game. What you can expect is pretty much a 30 frames per second. experience with drops from the 30s if you don't use adaptive resolution. Okay, but overall it is pretty playable. It is above the 30s all the time, so it's playable. It's not ideal, but considering how bad optimizes this Dishonored 2 series is, I think this is quite good in my opinion. And at least I love Dishonored games. I think they are really good, and so it's a shame if we don't experience this game just because we are kind of hurt with the optimization and performance of the game, that in the end it's very acceptable as long as you use the adaptive resolution. Okay, so guys, that's all that I want to talk about Dishonored 2 Death of the Outsider. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. I will shut up for now, but the video will continue, so keep enjoying it, and goodbye. Thank you a lot for watching.
It's locked. That area's private, get it? But I can let you in for, say, 100 coin. Hey, open the door! Stay out of sight in there. If you're spotted, we never met. Got it?
Only a few rats left. Then what am I gonna do? She'll feed me to the hounds if I fall behind. Whoa!
Only at the Spectre Club. I once knew a kid who said his bone charm would make bullets bounce off his skin. He shot himself in the stomach and died a day later.
beauties ready for my fighting ring?
Soon. They don't know how to spar yet. Loose the beasts and they savage anything that moves. Nah, not this time. The book flies are disgusting this year.
Sign up to fight the brute over by the booking counter, if you're sick of living.
How many days until the next red moon? Let's see. It was...
This
6?
bar is my place, not yours.
I'd better
Get
drop
out.
last night's taking the safe soon. Coins are overflowing the till.
Protect yourself! Use your bone chop!
Dowd!
Lurk, I knew you'd seek me out one day. I didn't think it would be like this.
You were hard to find. How did you end up here?
So let's talk somewhere else. The Eyeless have more secrets than you know.
I've got a ship. Or what's left of it. The Dreadful Whale. It's docked below the Akantila repair station. Dowd,
Say whatever you want to say, Billy. That you're here now is enough. I need your help.
like old times?
Those days are gone. This is something bigger. One last job.
I can do it. Who's the mark?
The one responsible for it all. The cults. The black magic. This mark on my hand. We're gonna kill the black-eyed bastard himself.
What? You want to kill the outsider? You want to kill God? I finally find him, and the old man's got me jumping right back into this occult shit. Dowd can explain himself back on the Dreadful Whale.